Well, you never know where a hobby can take you. For a Middleton man, it's all the way to Hollywood.
His work is featured in the new movie from director M. Night Shyamalan, The Last Airbender, which opens in theaters tomorrow. Barry Howe's lifelong passion is getting its 15 minutes of fame. The new movie, The Last Airbender, is an action-adventure fantasy film. 4 nations representing the 4 elements of air, water, earth, and fire go to war. The elaborate battle scenes in the movie have a Madison connection. Many of the weapons you'll see on the big screen, like this spear, were created here, in the Middleton home of Barry Howe. Barry is a flint napper.
Flint knapping is the art of making stone tools, and it's a lost art, you know, but all our ancestors went through a stone age, you know. We don't need to do this anymore to live, but in everyone's family tree there were flint knappers.
Flint knapping is humanity's oldest craft. For 4 million years, humans have chipped rocks into tools and weapons.
It starts out as just rocks, and you start knocking flakes off of it with a moose antler.
With a moose antler.
Oh yeah.
That's how the Indians did it.
Yeah. Not only is that how they did it, but it works the best. And the angles all have to be right. You have to know what you're doing here. And frankly, it's a very dangerous hobby. You will injure yourself badly learning.
Have you cut yourself several times?
I'm surprised I have all my fingers. Yeah. I mean, the flakes that come off here are just razor sharp. These are sharper than surgical steel.
Barry's fascination with ancient tools began on a trout fishing trip.
I found my first arrowhead, and from there I had to know how they made them. It was a burning curiosity that I had to feed. I had to know how they made these tools.
He taught himself and started collecting arrowheads and other treasures he found along Wisconsin's spring-fed streams and limestone caves.
That's 12 or 14,000 years old. The guy who made that certainly knew what a woolly mammoth looked like, you know. To me, that's part of the romantic appeal. I mean, that was made by a man that knew what a mammoth looked like.
Yeah,
now it's in my living room.
Barry is a mechanical engineer, and flint knapping was just a hobby until someone from Hollywood picked up the phone.
I maintain a website, you know, I put pictures of all the stuff that I make. I make some pretty cool knives and things. And I sold them on eBay as an artist, but I guess that's how they found me when they were planning this movie.
Barry made duplicate pairs of nearly a dozen weapons and sent them to Los Angeles. Most people who see the movie won't appreciate his hard work, but for Barry, there is magic in every piece of flint.
But when I pick up a real artifact out of the mud, I'm the first person to hold that in, you know, 10,000 years, 2,000 years, 5,000 years, however long. I mean, that guy had a life. He had a wife, he had kids, he had to hunt, he had to eat, he had to stay warm. You know, he had a whole life that went by, and all I have left is a stone that tells me that he was even here.
It's pretty fascinating stuff. Barry didn't do this for the money. In fact, he really hates to part with any of his creations, but he did get paid a couple $1,000s for the weapons that he made. He's very anxious to see the movie now to see how many of his weapons actually made it on screen. And if you're interested in seeing more of Barry's work or learning more about flint knapping, check out his website. It's LethalLithics.com.